Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What's going on, pile one? Welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name's Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. Oh, I always do that. I got way too much Florida water on my hands. It's okay. I love the smell, so we're gonna run with it. Yeah, so just kick back, relax. We're gonna be tapping into your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you. Oh, if you guys got psychic smell, tap into this. It smells so good. I love Florida water. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so just keep in mind it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't quite resonating, just, you know, toss it aside or leave it behind for the people that it's resonating with. Okay, you guys? So, yeah, just keep that in mind. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below for booking details. All of it's there. I'm feeling very disorganized and kind of out of it, and I don't know yet if that's my energy or if I'm tapping into y'all's energy. We'll see what's going on, okay? Because I do not have my shit together right now. That's okay. Pile one, you guys were drawn to, let's see, the lemon calcite. Let's find out what your person's overall energy and mood is towards ya. We got waterfall with effortless, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. We got the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles showing up in the reverse. Your person's main focus right now when it comes to you in this connection is confusion, though. That's interesting. Let's see. We'll find out what's going on. Let me look at Waterfall to see what the book has to say. It says effortless. Okay. It says you've come to the edge of your comfort zone. Oh, that may be why confusion is here. Okay. Says you've come to the edge of your comfort zone and find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be, and what you can do. Your person is in a very cautious Okay, that's that Knight of Pentacles energy here, and a very cautious energy when it comes to you in this connection. And with Knight of Pentacles, I'm hearing like slow and steady wins the race, okay? But let's see what else is going on here. Okay, Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times, physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you'll find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but to surrender to the will of Spirit, even if you're being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself. You will find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath, breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. Yeah, your person is in a very cautious energy. There is a natural flow. I'm hearing a natural chemistry between you and your person, pile one. And your person, at least up until this point, has been maybe resistant. I mean, yeah, that is kind of there, but that's not quite the wording that explains what I'm feeling when it comes to your person and how they're approaching or have been approaching your guys' connection up until this point. They could be a very fixed sign, and with a lot of Pentacle energy, they could be like a Taurus, because a Taurus is fixed earth. Other fixed energies, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, but I'm also hearing Sagittarius. We have the Lovers here, which is Gemini energy, Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff come in, yeah. And so, I mean, out on the board, we mainly have, we got Gemini energy here, and then we have Earth energy, but I'm hearing like a lot of signs popping in, and so I'm just going to leave it because this, you know, a lot of different energies could be represented here. So, and it was funny that the book mentioned solar plexus because you guys were drawn to the lemon calcite, and so the solar plexus is all about empowerment, knowing that you can. Right? And so your person there may be something about this connection that your person isn't quite sure, that maybe they don't know maybe if they have the capability. What is this energy I'm tapping into? They almost feel swept up in the energy of this connection, and that makes them feel, you know, although there is natural chemistry between the two of you, you guys get along and stuff like that, there's something about maybe the pacing that they felt maybe could go too fast, or there's just a fear that your person might have when it comes to being swept up. I'll see exactly where this confusion energy might be popping in here. There could be a choice that your person knows that they're needing to make with the Lovers. With the, I don't know, they might be afraid of becoming too dependent on your energy. They might fear becoming codependent, or maybe that could be what the issue is. Maybe they are feeling codependent on your energy, and that might be like a new sensation for them. I am gonna say there's a part of your person that enjoys this connection, but there's also a part of your person that kind of fears it. But what I'm seeing is like them in a river. Of course, we have the waterfall here, and there's just a natural flow to where things are going, right? And they're not, you know, it's not that they're resistant. They just don't know like what the end destination is going to be. it's something like that. There's a fear of the unknown when it comes to you in this connection, and your person's just kind of like really hesitant to just surrendering to it because, you know, there's a question about where things are going to end up. Okay, let's find out more. Pile 1's person, what are their honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please? Pile 1's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1. That's interesting. The very first card out we have, I forgive you. You know, and that could be literal for those of you where you know that your person might be feeling slighted by you, hurt. You know, if something happened between the two of you where maybe they're feeling disappointed or something like that, or even if there was just bad blood between the two of you for some reason, your person is letting you know that's not what the deal is, okay? And they're also letting you know that it's all, what do they call that? Water under the bridge, right? There is forgiveness here when it comes to their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings, avoidant attachment. Okay, yeah. So yeah, your person could very much be afraid of opening up, afraid of letting you in. Very runner energy when things get too serious. Your real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please. If you don't know a lot about attachment styles, I highly recommend you do some research on it, especially if you might be feeling particularly triggered over how this person is or isn't showing up, especially if you have a hard time not taking it personally or making it mean something about yourself, right? A lot of what avoidants do, even though they might tend to say, you know, it's like you're the reason why, blah, 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 that's usually a lie, okay? That's their nervous system's way of keeping like a block and or, you know, a buffer between you and their heart, their inner child. They're afraid of being hurt, right? Afraid of getting too close, opening up too much, being too vulnerable. Avoidance will even, if they genuinely don't have something to dislike you about, or they genuinely don't have something that they can use as a reason to distance from you, right? They'll make something up straight up. They'll believe it because that's their attachment style lying to them, but just keep that in mind. It's always best, as much as possible, not to make what is going on between, like, the behaviors that your person may have, I'm hearing, against you, like, not to make it personally. And that could also be a message that's coming through pile 1, because we do have I forgive you and avoidant attachment. So your person is, this could just be your person letting you know it's not you, pile 1, it's literally me, right? It's not that you did anything wrong, and even if you did, they're letting you know that they forgive you, but they got avoidant attachment issues, okay? Pile 1's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please. We'll see if their actual thoughts and feelings are coming out, because your person could be in a deactivated mode towards you right now, and when an avoidant is deactivated, they're not allowing themselves to tap into those feelings, those deeper feelings for you, okay? Because they don't feel safe feeling those feelings. So we'll see. Pile 1's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1, please. I'm stalling to avoid taking action. But it did come out neutral, so both could be true at the same time. When one says, I'm not avoiding you, I just need more time. The other one says, I'm stalling to avoid taking action. We'll see what's going on here. Let's get 3 more. Pile 1's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 1. Wow. If I could undo the pain I caused you, I would. And then, yeah, look at that. And it's coming out right underneath avoidant attachment. I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period. Okay, let's get one more. I'm actually going to put this in the upright position because that is the side it was favoring. Let's get one more. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile. As long as you love me and we're happy, who cares what they think? Okay, and that could be, you know, anytime look at the bottom of the deck says I feel so good when I'm with you. This is at the bottom of the deck because this isn't, your person isn't allowing themselves to fully, like, you know, surrender themselves to that feeling. And that might be the effortless waterfall that's being spoken about here. Like, things could be so good between you and your person, and they may for a moment allow themselves to revel in those really feel good feelings with you, but at a certain point, especially if it triggers their attachment, if they feel themselves getting too attached, that's what they don't like. They don't like being in a space where there's something about autonomy, and avoidant attachments typically have an aversion to feeling emotionally and mentally attached to someone else, because they feel like once they do that, they no longer have control, right? And so yes, pile one, your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards you, you make them feel like your guys' connection when they're spending time with you, it does make them feel really good. And at a certain point, it gets to be too much, and so they internally shut down. Their nervous system shuts down towards the connection, because it sees it as a threat, okay? Not necessarily you, just, you know, attachment, you know. So people that are insecure attachments, people that are like anxious attachment, tend to desire, cling to, even want attachment, right? Avoidant attachments, they don't mind it until it gets to be too much, where they feel like they're losing control of, you know what I mean? And so, not to get into that too much, but yeah, you know, your person is saying that they forgive you. They also hope that you forgive them. You know, if I could undo the pain I caused you, I would. This is your person coming through, basically saying anything that has transpired between the two of you, it was never their intention. It was never their actual intention to hurt you. You got in the crossfire of your person's own battles with themselves, okay? What do they call that? Collateral damage. You know, your person is battling against, you know, against themselves, basically. But your person is having a very difficult time with surrendering to just, you know, love and connection and a bond in general. They are wanting you to know, pile one, like, it's not, I don't know if they had or if they used the opinions of other people as a way to distance themselves mentally and emotionally from you in this connection. There's kind of an overall general vibe coming through in your person's energy, pile one, of almost wanting to reassure you, like, it's not you, it's them. And like, you know, it's almost like they're answering your questions. If you're wondering whether or not, you know, is it because A, B, and C, D happened between us? They're like, no, it's not because of that. You know, is it because, you know, their, you know, family or their friends or whatever, coworkers didn't like you? No, it's not that. Your person is literally saying the reason why, you know, and it does feel like there is some progress being made in this connection. It's very slow, right? But they're saying it's not you, it's literally them. Their nervous system is wired to keep them mentally and emotionally distant, okay? And so they're fumbling and they're stumbling, and I feel like they're trying to work through that. I don't know. That may not be for all of you. Let me see what's going on here with the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Actually, let me see what's going on with I'm stalling to avoid taking action. Oh, quite literally. There's a choice your person knows that they need to make, that they're stalling, okay? That was the Lovers in the reverse. I can't keep it on camera for too long. Yeah, so your person knows that they're needing to make some kind of a decision when it comes to you in this connection, and they are stalling, okay? I don't feel like it's like they're stopping, but I do feel like they're kind of like, kind of dragging their feet. Yes, they're moving, but they're not moving as fast as they should. Okay, why? What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, your person is very much in the throes of a very activated, I should see deactivated actually, but fears, okay? There is fear attached to whatever decision they know they're needing to make when it comes to you in this connection. With the Nine of Swords here. We've had a lot of nines. Yeah, or a couple of nines show up. Which your person can signify in this energy that your person knows they're kind of at a crossroads when it comes to this connection, and they're needing to make a choice. Like, and it can be, do I commit to this, or, do I yield to my lower nature? It didn't even have to be their lower nature. I don't know, right? But that feels like that's basically what it is. What's the choices here? What's the choice here? I just saw the sun. To be happy, or to be, I don't know, to be comfortable, because comfort's like, do I choose the path where I could be really happy with pile one, or do I stay on this path where it feels comfortable, right? But a comfort zone, very rarely is it healthy, okay? Especially if that, the desire to want to retreat into that comfort zone is coming from coming from a space of lack and a space of fear. Show me the decisions here, though. Okay, yeah. Your person yeah, this largely feels like your person trying to figure out whether or not, do I commit to this? Do I put my all into this? Which here your person knows a lot of Leo energy too, coming out with the strength here. And this, I caught a glimpse of the sun earlier. There's Leo energy, but your person knowing, or at least feeling like if they were to choose a path with your guys' connection, it's going to require them to have a lot of willpower, a lot of discipline, allowing their lower nature to be tamed, right? Allowing themselves to be tamed, okay? Or do they, the other path shows, yes, that's funny how that happened. Oh, wow. You guys didn't see, I don't know if you saw it, but the Nine of Cups was in the upright position with the King of Wands in the reverse position, but then the Nine of Cups reversed itself. Okay, and so that is kind of signaling that, yes, your person is looking at the alternate path as maybe, it could be partying, right, with the Nine of Cups, a lot of self-indulgence. Yeah, and that's kind of where, that's the dichotomy. That's kind of interesting that it came out that way, because we got the strength in the upright position, signifying the path that they take with you, okay? And then the other path where it may not require as much discipline, as much self-control. If they remain single, they're not going to have to, I'm not saying that that's what they're trying to figure out, but it does feel like your person knows there's something having to do where they're going to need to be disciplined. They're going to have to tame the quote unquote the beast within themselves, right? Have willpower, self-control, be a lot more disciplined, which, when you enter into a relationship with somebody, that's needed. I should say, if you decide it's going to be exclusive, monogamous, even if it's in a polyamorous kind of a thing, there's still, parameters that are being set, right? And your person may not be too well, yeah, they may not do, your person may see themselves as not doing too well with boundaries and parameters and stuff like that. That's why they're kind of stalling to avoid making a decision, because they're looking at both paths and they're seeing the pros and cons of both, and they're having a hard time choosing because of that. But the fact that the Nine of Cups situated itself in the reverse as I was getting ready to talk about it, along with the King of Wands, your person really is not aligned to that other path. They're actually more like, at least their higher self, right? Their higher nature is more aligned to the path with you on it, where it's going to help them tame some of those, quote unquote beasts that need to be tamed, okay? With the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the King of Wands in the reverse. And so, there are some times when your person sees like that other path as the Nine of Cups in the upright position, which is like wish fulfillment, or just having the freedom to, self-indulge in different things, especially with the King of Wands in the reverse. The King of Wands in the reverse, that's a king that does not have, they have not mastered their element, right? So, the King of Wands is they don't, necessarily, especially if that's a single path, they're not, your person seeing themselves as, I don't have to, control my passion. I don't have to control anything, right? But they're not actually aligned to that at all. And the fact that we had the Nine of Cups just situate itself into the reverse position, even if they are to choose that other path, they're going to quickly understand and realize it's not everything they thought it was going to be. That might be where they're at now, okay? For some of you, your person may have already realized that. There is something here, though, about your person already having a conscious knowing that, they might enjoy the other path without you on it, maybe for a short period of time, but the emptiness is going to set in. With the Nine of Cups in the reverse, sometimes for me that can come through in an energy of like something's missing, right? In the upright position, Nine of Cups can be emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment, all that stuff. But when it's in the reverse, especially with the King of Wands in the reverse, the magic is missing, okay? There's a lure, right? Their lower nature, their activated nervous system might lie to them and be like, it's freedom over here. You don't have to worry about answering to anybody. There's no responsibility to anyone else over here. It doesn't take your person long, though, to quickly understand and realize, yeah, but the magic's missing. That might be a comfort zone for me, a very toxic comfort zone, because they start to realize there's magic, that the magic's missing on that one, okay? What else is there to clarify? Tell me more about confusion, and then we'll wrap your guys' reading up. What about confusion? Yeah, they're confused about what to do with this connection. The Hanged Man in the reverse. Your person knows that it's time, like, especially if they have been keeping this connection kind of stagnant, like from moving forward, or just at the pace that it's been moving forward. There is an acknowledgement coming through in your person's energy pile when they need to move things along, right? Something about the pacing, that they are aware that things need to start moving, right? Maybe they can tell that you're getting antsy, or that, something along those lines. It's like they're clocking it, they're picking up on it, even if you haven't directly communicated it to them. They're picking up on it, possibly subconsciously, especially pile one, if you have made the decision, whether you've communicated that to your person or not, that you're not going to allow yourself to be put on a shelf, and you're basically opening up an energetic door or window for maybe other options to possibly come in, right? Like you keeping your options open. They're picking up on that. They're clocking it, okay? Anything else? No? All right, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Helps keep my videos on top of the algorithm, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, there might be a message. Your person is wanting to communicate something with you, pile one, but they're having a difficult time. Throat chakra is acting up. Yeah, anyway, become part of the family if you haven't already done so by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Pile one. I'll see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, guys. What's going on, pile two? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing a pick a card love reading. Tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings for you at this moment in time. Just keep in mind, it's a general collective love reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. All right, you guys, I have personal readings available. If you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, just check the description box below for booking details. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including a thoughts and feelings reading that you can get as a personal for $25. So go check it out, pile two. All right, you guys were drawn to the Ametrine, which is a blend of amethyst and ametrine. Let's find out what your person's overall energy is towards you. We have Green Man with synergy. Oh, we have the Devil in the reverse. Okay. We got the 10 of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the 9 of... I'm gonna have to see if I can give me a minute, you guys. I need to cover these people up, all right, so I don't get come on now, don't get dinged. I might have to have that off camera for a minute. We got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, the 10 of Swords in the reverse and the 9 of Wands in the reverse, and then we have the Devil in the reverse. They're focused. They're in fear. Okay. Man, your person's in their head quite a bit right now. Let me see if I can do it this way. Just for now, until I find something else to cover it up. Devil in the reverse. Okay. Let's see what Green Man Synergy has to say. Their overall energy towards you. Looking, checking out the book, you guys. Okay. Says you have the advantage of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with spirit as your will is aligned with the will of spirit and your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There is also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self or ego. Be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take any of them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests in the cycle. Tune in to that guidance however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to a synergistic balance of forces expressing themselves as you. This feels like, okay, especially with fear being your person's focus right now and all these other energies, there does feel like there's a desire that your person has to just want to let go. I just heard want to let go and let God. There's something that is really bothering them when it comes to your guys' connection. And they're trying to just like surrender, okay? Because they're wanting to give up. With the 9 of Wands in the reverse, they're wanting to give up. There's some kind of a battle. It feels internal, okay, that your person is wanting to let go of. We're going to delve deeper into these energies to see exactly how this is, you know, affecting their thoughts and their feelings for you. But there does seem to be like an ending here with the Ten of Swords, okay? A very painful one. Now, I don't know yet. We'll see what's going on if this person is resisting that ending or trying to surrender to it. There is a battle your person is trying to let go of, though. There is a battle here. Let's find out. Pile 2's person, what are their honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 2? Your person is trying to find balance, okay? They are struggling with that, though, and the reason why they're struggling with it is because of fear. Let's see. Pile 2's person, what are their honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 2, please? I'm not ready, okay? And that's what they're opening this part of the reading with. Yeah, and that is being motivated by fear. There's something that they're needing to face that maybe they're having a hard time facing when it comes to you in this connection. Pile 2's person. Then we have your heart is safe with me. You know, and with the devil in the reverse, that almost feels like your person, and they feel this way now. They may have not always been a safe space for you. There's a lot of different messages coming through. Something about they're not ready to make nice yet, or they're not ready. There's almost like they're getting ready, right? With your heart is safe with me. Let's find out more. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2, please. Haunted by the past. Yeah, with synergy, the devil in the reverse, the 10 of Swords in the reverse, and the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This almost feels like your person knows that they may have been the ones getting in the way here of this connection being able to be very synergistic, right? There is a flow between you and your person, you know, maybe a natural chemistry. There's a way that things are wanting to unfold between the two of you, and your person has been getting in the way. They're conscientious of that. They know that, okay? They're trying, they've been trying to figure things out, but in the meantime, this connection may have suffered a lot of blows, a lot of pain, because your person is like learning this stuff like by trial and error, okay? They're learning a lot of these lessons the hard way, and you've been learning them as well. You may have been caught in the crosshairs of your person's own like inner demons, their emotional baggage, and with the devil energy here, that's heavy energy, okay? That can be addiction. Your person can be in the middle of some kind of like recovery from addiction, or trying to recover from some kind of, you know, very bad self-sabotaging behaviors. Attachment wounds, abandonment wounds, just all kinds of things. But I mean, the devil, that's inner demons, right? That's traumatic stuff. And somebody that is already dealing with very traumatic things, especially like your person legitimately has some things from their past with haunted by the past, that they're trying to get a handle on. They're trying, you know, but the problem with your person is they're not a safe space for themselves, and they haven't been. I don't even know if your person has ever encountered a safe space before. This feels like it goes back to your person's childhood, okay? They've been in survival mode for a very long time, and that's why, you know, like I said, you in this connection have been basically collateral damage. This is a very similar message that came through for pile 1, but this feels a lot heavier, okay? Your person is dealing with some pretty gnarly baggage stemming from their past. A lot of you, it's trauma. It's some kind of trauma. And out of that trauma came some very self-sabotaging ways and toxic ways of coping with that, numbing from that, running away from that, okay? Addiction is heavy here. Whether it's addiction to substances, narcotics, addiction to sex, serial dating, womanizing, you know, and whatever the opposite of that is, you know, for masculines or feminines. Let's get a few more. Man, your person is feeling bad, okay? They are feeling bad for some of the ways that, you know, you've gotten wounded here, definitely. And this connection has taken a lot of hits with your person trying to figure this out. For some of you, it could be too late. You know, your person, that could be a fear that your person has, that their healing is coming. It's too late, right? To make peace, or to make some wrongs that have been done against you, right? Let's get a couple more. I'm hearing them ask themselves and even ask you energetically, is it too late to make things right here? Is there too much water under the bridge? We also have no one compares to you. So we have there's no one else and no one else compares to you, okay? They don't want there to be anyone else, but look, this came out in a very compromised position. Oh, look, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have sticking to your boundaries equals mad respect for you, okay? That's what they need, pile 2. They needed you. And that might be why the healing is finally happening. They may not have, prior to, you know, you putting your foot down about something, had any incentive to, you know, do the healing work. Because I'll tell you something, like when you're dealing with things that are, you know, from the past, and you got a nervous system that's just programmed simply for survival, and, you know, shadow work is not for the faint of heart. It is not. Oh my gosh. And that's why a lot of people drag their feet in doing it. A lot of people would just rather escape, right? Escapism, coping mechanisms, and distractions and stuff. And just, you know, if you guys watched the Word of Caution, you know, you could be doing that too. A lot of people watching tarot card love readings, you know, aren't doing it, you know, and notice I said a lot, so this may not be you, okay? So don't take offense if this isn't you, but a lot of people watching, you know, pick a card readings are also, you know, engaging in a form of escapism, because, you know, dealing with what they're feeling in the present moment is too much for them to, you know, to process. And so your person is also going through something very similar, where at least up until this point, you know, they didn't have any incentive to do the shadow work, especially if, you know, you were someone that allowed them a lot of space, you know, to go through their healing in a very trial and error kind of a way. You know, this would be like you taking them back multiple times, maybe being way too understanding. But at some point, pile 2, you put your foot down. You said no more. And that was the catalyst for your person to finally be like, okay, I got to figure this out. I have to. And they are. But it's not, this healing journey for your person is not, it's not linear, okay? They are very much stumbling through this healing journey, stumbling through the shadow work, and they are doing it, okay? But the healing journey for your person, again, it's not perfect. You know, they'll make some amazing advances, and then something will happen, and, you know, they'll take a couple of steps back. But they are on the journey. They are healing. But where they're at with it right now, pile 2, is they're still at the point where they're trying to first become a safe space for themselves. because they're not. And they cannot be a safe space for you or a safe space for anybody else until they are first a safe space for themselves. And that's pretty much a universal thing, right? And so, yeah, they're dealing with it, but they have come to realize a couple of things about this connection. Number one, they don't want there to be anyone else. They're not, when they think about their future, when they think about the rest of their lives, it's like they see you holding that spot, right? And they also realize that they have been doing a lot of things that have been, what's that word? Threatening that. And there is fear here now. They're asking themselves, is it too late? Did I mess things up too much? Is there way too much water under the bridge so that bridge is no longer intact? You see what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on with, I'm not ready. I can already tell the energy is your person's not ready yet. They're not ready to commit themselves to any other path or any other journey or any other relationship, because they're needing to fully commit to themselves first. Again, they're not a safe space, period, for anyone, including themselves, first and foremost, okay? So, but there's fear attached to that. And they're also needing to let go of that fear of what it might mean. Like, that's another escape thing for, your person wanting to attach to you and promise you things that they're not actually ready to promise. And there is some recognition there. Your person knows that. They're wanting to move towards you and promise you things and get things going. And they also know that if they do it before they're genuinely ready, before they are genuinely a safe space for themselves, which will make them a safe space for you, they're just going to mess things up again. They're going to cause more pain to you again, pain to this connection. They're going to violate the connection with you again, okay? But let's see. Tell me about I'm not ready for pile two's person's thoughts and feelings towards pile two. This could mean they're not ready for reconciliation. This could also mean that they're not ready to be friends, okay? What does the Three of Cups have to do with pile three? Or pile two, sorry. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple messages coming out. For those of you where you're not, where you are in separation, they're not ready for reconciliation yet. For those of you where it is a point of contention, they're not ready to introduce you to friends. They're not ready to make things public quite yet. They're not ready to bring you into their friendship circle. For those of you where that resonates, that might be a little bit more on the specific side. There's also an energy here of they're not ready to make nice. They're not ready to be friends yet, right? It's not the strongest of energies, but they might be holding a grudge against you. For those of you where you broke up or you're separated with your person and you want to be friends with them, it's like they're not ready for that yet, okay? Multiple energies coming through with that. There's confusion coming through in your person's energy when it comes to you and in their connection with you. There's just a lot of confusion, a lot of fear, and a lot of confusion in your person's energy when it comes to you and the connection. They do know that they don't want to be with anyone else. They don't, at least long-term, like a long-term vision, okay? If there is a third-party energy here, if they are seeing someone else or dating someone else, that's just kind of giving you a little bit of a vibe as to where they are truly at with that third party. They see long-term with you. and they don't want to have long-term with anybody else other than you. So, I mean, they could be dealing with a placeholder at the moment, right? A rebound even for some of you. Tell me about your heart is safe with me. They want to be a safe space for you. They do. They want to be. But it's not, they're not stabilized in that energy yet. Again, we got the two of, the Two of Pentacles is here. It's just, they're working on it is what it feels like. They're working on it. But of course, they first have to be a safe space for themselves before they can ever be a safe space for anyone else. Tell me about haunted by the past. That could be tied to your guys' specific past too, okay? If you and your person, yeah, okay? It could go both ways. This could be your person haunted by, a sudden upheaval in their life at some point, or this could just be chronic upheaval energy that it's very unstable, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But for those of you where you have a very tumultuous, or at least that's what it's been characterized by in the past, right? Your person is very leery, and your person is very much, your person's looking at themselves and like looking at themselves in the devil energy, the Ten of Swords energy, and it's like they're understanding and realizing how they have contributed very much to this Tower energy between the two of you. And they're like, I got to get my shit together. Right? And that's just an overall. Your person knows energetically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, they got to get their shit together for themselves first, right? Because they're never going to be a safe space at all if they're not a safe space for themselves. Your person is anchored in this Tower energy right now because of this Devil energy. Now, I do like that the Devil energy is showing up in the reverse. It is because your person is doing the work, okay? They are. Again, trial and error. It's not linear. It's not perfect. They make advances and then they have some setbacks. It just is what it is. But the setbacks have been catastrophic. It just is what it is. Yeah, and then Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Scorpio energy coming through, Mars energy coming through. So, Scorpio energy and Aries. Okay. The Devil is Capricorn energy. Anything more about haunted by the past? There's the Nine. Yeah. And they fear being given up on, with the Nine of Wands showing up in the reverse again. They're afraid, pile 2, that you're going to get, because right now your person doesn't know. They don't know. The Two of Wands can talk about planning, figuring something out, getting your ducks in a row, and your person's like, I ain't got shit figured out, pile 2. I ain't got nothing figured out. And they understand if you want to give up and walk away. They don't blame you for that, but they don't want that. They don't want you to do that, right? But they understand why you would. This is also them dragging their feet and not making a decision, but them not making a decision is stemming from a space of your person just not having shit figured out, okay? But the fact that these two cards are clarifying haunted by the past, this is suggesting that your person has had an experience where they took too long to figure something out, and there's an energy of giving up the fight, walking away. This could also be talking about your person giving up, trying to figure things out, and just surrendering, which is very much needed when you're doing shadow work, okay? But again, that is triggering a lot of fear within your person when it comes to you and their connection with you. The fact that you and your connection is triggering fear within your person, especially if you walked away, which many of you have. Your person is afraid of what the future is going to look like because they have, or at least have had up until this point, their future vision has been with you. They've seen you in that spot, right? Now, maybe their actions up until this point have not like aligned with that, obviously. But it's not because they didn't want it with you. Their lower nature was winning out. Their fears, their trauma, their emotional baggage has been, you know, that abandonment wound has been acting out. And so your person is, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Your person has been fearing abandonment, fearing, you know, being left behind. And so they have been acting out and lashing out from that wound, which caused you to walk away, right? You're not abandoning them because they weren't worth it or that you didn't love them or anything like that. You walked away because this person was just acting a fool. Being confused, doubting. And if they weren't confused and doubting, then it was just, you know, them behaving in addiction and distractions and doing things that make it appear like they didn't really take you in this connection seriously, even though they did. Okay, let's look at no one compares to you. Actually, tell me about there's no one else. They learned their lesson, okay, with the Ten of Swords in the reverse again. That's showing up again. This also feels like a promise they're wanting to make you because they know how much pain that caused you. If they ever stepped out on you, dabbled in third parties while they were with you, cheated on you, lied to you about, you know, who else they may have been dealing with and stuff, they know how, they don't want to cause that pain to you in this connection again, okay? But again, if that's been part of your guys' history with your person where they lied to you, cheated on you, you know, went back and forth between you and third parties and stuff like that, that's still a demon that they battle. That's still a battle, okay? That could even be an addiction that your person has. Your person could be addicted to, you know, attention and validation from third parties. They're still battling that. They don't want to battle that. Your person is clocking it now, right? They're understanding that it's not, that you're not lacking anything, right? They may have thought that. They may have wondered whether or not their desire to want to still dabble with third parties was meaning something about their feelings about you. They've since realized, especially for those of you where you walked away, your absence has really kind of highlighted some things for your person where they're like, oh, it wasn't pile 2 that was the problem, it was me. Because now that I don't have pile 2, I want pile 2, right? And these third party options over here aren't looking all that great, where it could have been flipped when you were still kind of in the picture, right? Pile 2, when you were still in the picture and they still had you as an option, or they still felt like, you know, it was a possibility that you guys were going to be together, work things out, whatever the case may be. The third parties were what was looking like, you know, maybe it's where it's at as a third party and not pile 2. You walked away, they see things clearly now, you know. And they still have some work to do. Oh yeah, and with no one compares to you being, they know that. Okay, so your person has always felt pile 2 that no one compares to you in a good way. Like, for your person, you very well could be the end all be all. But they were blocked from really seeing that. They're not blocked anymore, though. Again, those of you that walked away, that put in a boundary and you're sticking to that boundary, it opened your person's eyes. It is opening their eyes, okay? Let's see. Let's look at fear specifically, and then we'll close your guys' reading. There's remorse coming through definitely in your person's energy, pile 2. For the past between the two of you. And that also is, there's a lot of different energies coming through for this haunted by the past. Your person is haunted by the past before you. Whatever happened to them in their childhood that caused them to have this devil energy or caused an addiction to be born out of that energy. They're haunted by the past of your guys' connection and what happened between the two of you. They're haunted by their own past and their own patterns and their own inner demons, okay? Tell me about fear. They're the Tower. That's what they're afraid of. I'm literally hearing them say they're afraid that the past is going to repeat itself. Your person is very afraid that they're going to get in their own way and they're going to mess things up again. They are also afraid that it's too late, like too much damage has been done to the foundation of your guys' bond and connection. They're hoping that not, right? They're hoping that that's not the case. But, you know, they're being very realistic with it. They understand, right? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. Again, I told you, I'm picking up on remorse in your person's, remorse, guilt, and shame. Their thoughts and feelings when it comes to you in this connection. They feel bad, very bad, for the ways that, you know, their fears and their inner demons and their traumas, how they have caused them to show up and not show up in this connection. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It also helps to keep my videos on top of the algorithm, which makes me and YouTube very happy. Okay, comment below, let me know that you picked this pile, let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. And then, yeah, don't forget about the notification bell so you guys don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. What's happening, pile 3? Welcome back to my channel if you are new here. My name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card Love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's overall, or I should say their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you. All right, you guys, so I do have personal readings available because it is a collective general love reading, so things may not, you know, always resonate. You can take whatever resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. You guys know the deal. And if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, just check the description box below. Booking details to personal readings are there. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so including a thoughts and readings $25 personal that you can book. All right, if you want something similar to this reading as a personal. All right, we're gonna get started, you guys. You guys were drawn to, what is this? The Seafoam Calcite Stone, green seafoam. Your person's overall energy when it comes to you and the connection at the moment. We got full moon. I am going to check the book. It says completion. What else do we got here? Page of Swords. The Sun in the reverse, and the King. There's love here. There's definitely love here. Your person might be dealing with some kind of, I don't know, sometimes the Page of Swords can represent like disappointing news. Yeah, it can also talk about like, you know, online activity and stuff like that. Your person could be spying on you, but for some reason, because we got the Sun here in the reverse, some disappointing news is what's coming through. Okay, we'll see what's going on. But with the King of Cups here, there's their overall thoughts and feelings are their general energy towards you. There's established feelings here, even love. Okay. We also have gifts, their overall focus right now. So we'll see what's going on here. Let me look at the full moon with completion. All right, where is you at? All right, full moon. Here we go. It says you can now take pleasure in knowing that whatever you have been working toward has now reached its culmination. It may have been a relatively brief cycle or a much more extensive one, yet regardless of the length of time, you have arrived at the stage of completion. This can also talk about maybe a milestone. Let me see. Let yourself feel the contentment and satisfaction of this accomplishment. It is like when you take a deep breath and reach the point where your lungs are pleasantly full and your body is ready to release that breath. It is important to not only enjoy this completion, but also to let go and allow yourself to relax afterwards, just like exhaling slowly and consciously. People are much too eager to rush to the next item on the agenda without giving proper time and space to appreciating and honoring the natural cycle of release that follows a point of resolution. Give yourself that time to relax and rest before tackling Spirit's next assignment. I'm going to be honest, and it's not like a bad energy, but there is something coming through. There is disappointment in your person's energy. It doesn't feel like it's you, okay? But there's like something about not necessarily bad news, but I don't know if you guys reached a milestone and they didn't get the reaction they were hoping for, or it wasn't all that they thought it was going to be, or something like that. Let's see what's going on here. We got, let's see, water energy. We got quite a bit of energy coming through. We got water with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have Leo coming through with the sun in the reverse. And then we have, let's see, air energy, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's find out their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings here. What is going on with pile 3 and their person? This could be something too, like your oh, okay. This can also talk about like the energy that they're in towards you, especially with the gifts. There's something here where maybe your person is wanting to give you, you know, some kind of a gift that marks like maybe moving to the next cycle or the next phase of this connection. But something about like their desire is not quite matching their ability, okay? Something like that. And a scenario or an example that's coming through is like maybe your person is wanting to you know, give you an engagement. This is very specific. They could be wanting to give you like a promise ring or an engagement ring, but they don't have the money for it or something like that. Or maybe they're wanting to, you know, take you out on a date and they don't have the funds for it or something like that, right? Like wanting to maybe reach a milestone with you that might be, what do they call, commemorated? Is that the word? With some kind of a gift, a tangible gift. But there's something like holding it up, okay? Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3, please. Living single, okay. So this is a connection that, you know, regardless of what was going on in the past, at least this is your person letting you know they see themselves as unattached, okay? Not to say that they don't feel attached, but like there's no labels here, okay? That's how your person is seeing it anyway. Ooh, maintaining no contact, okay. Yeah, and for those of you where you are in no contact, you're separated, you're not talking to each other, Page of Swords here, your person's watching you, they're keeping an eye on you on social media, okay, or online somehow. If, you know, somehow, they're keeping tabs on you somehow. I can't talk to you right now. Okay, so it's not necessarily that they're maintaining no contact because they want to. There could be a reason why they can't, or they feel there's a reason why they can't. It doesn't feel like it's third party or it's related to third party. I mean, it could be. Your person could be they could be living single in terms of like, you know, they might, this is very specific. If there's a third party energy going on here, your person, you know, might be committed, like, on paper, but they're not acting committed, if that makes sense, okay? But for the vast majority of you, and I'll see what's going on here. Your person could just be like the quintessential bachelor or bachelorette, you know? I want this more than you know. Yeah, this almost feels like your person has a desire, right, to maybe want to reach a milestone or take things to the next level with you in this connection, but it's like their desire isn't matching their ability to actually do so, okay? Ooh, okay. Someone else has my heart. We'll see what that's about. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. This is messy. Okay, this is messy. There is third party energy here. For many of you, it is romantic, okay? But your person's telling on themselves, pile 3. At the bottom of the deck, and they wanted me to see both cards. We have, I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. We also have, I'm sorry for making you look and feel like a fool, okay? This, and you could be the third party, because these are their thoughts and feelings towards you. This is, I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, but I just heard when the time is right. Like, the time is not right for your person right now. Your person is very much... That could also be what the full moon completion card is talking about. Your person could be involved in another cycle that needs to complete before, you know, they would be able to make their move towards you. Because there's love here that your person has towards you, pile 3, with the King of Cups. For many, again, that's established feelings. That's established love. For many of you, your person could be in love with you, but there's a love triangle here, and that's what it feels like. Now, someone else has my heart doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a romantic partner, right? It can be family, it can be kids, whatever the case may be. But there is something else, there's something and or someone else that is occupying your person's heart space that for whatever reason has priority over their connection with you, okay? I feel like you have their heart too, but there's someone else that also has their heart that they are giving priority and precedence to, okay? Let's see. Pile 3's person, tell me more about someone else has my heart. Yeah, there's competition, and they're not blocking that competition. You know, and probably because this is a general reading, it is very vague. Like, details about that competition are going to be very vague. You guys are probably going to know who that third party energy is and what it's in reference to, whether it's romantic, familial, whatever, right? And your person, yeah, so whoever this third party is, that third party is who is taking priority right now. The connection that they have with the third party, that is taking priority and precedence right now, which is weird because with living single, I'm going to clarify that, okay? Yeah, I can understand that too. If they are dabbling in third party energies, you know, they might be committed on paper to somebody else, but honestly, it feels like they're cheating on a third party, okay? Possibly with you. Because we do have, I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, but that also came out with strictly sexual. So you, pile 3, could just be having, I'm not saying there's not love here, there is, but you don't have a committed relationship with your person. Your person, if for me, this is very specific, if it's not resonating, just hold on, okay? For the biggest energy coming through right now, this feels like a love triangle. And your person is choosing, for whatever reason, it could just be like that cycle with a third party needs to clear out. They're choosing to give the third party priority and their connection with a third party priority over their connection with you. But tell me about living single. You know, with I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, be careful. There's a couple of different messages coming through with that. Be very careful, okay? This is also your person saying they'll tell you whatever it is they think they need to tell you to get back into your pants again. Be very careful about that. Not saying that they don't love you, right? There is evidence here that they do. There's genuine feeling here. There's genuine, I'm hearing genuine concern too when it comes to you and their connection with you. But this is like your person, you know, wanting their cake and eat it too. Tell me about living single. Oh, but with I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. You know, they'll do whatever it takes to keep you in their life in a sexual manner. Okay, I will clarify that though to see where this is going. Your person's behaving very reckless. Because I am picking up on third-party triangle energy here. Again, you know, if it's not romantic, you're going to know what that is. What's going on with I can't talk to you right now? They're committed to a different path right now. It just is what it is. And that doesn't have to be literal, but we do, I mean, I guess it is, because we do have maintaining no contact. And so your person's like, they feel like they have to maintain no contact because of some other connection they got going on. They're not ready to give up on that other connection yet. Okay, it just is what it is. We got the King of Pentacles with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Wands in the upright position. There's something or someone else that they are committed to that's taking up all their time, attention, and energy. And that's just where their commitment is at. Okay? They're not saying that their connection with you isn't important, but it's almost like this isn't the time nor the place for it. Let me find out what's going on with this energy down here. I'll do whatever it takes to win you back in Strictly Sexual. Tell me about that. Clarified by the Six of Wands. Tell me more about I want this more than you know. What's that? They don't want to refuse this connection. They don't want to cancel plans with you. They don't want to have to reject you in this. They don't want that. They don't want to do that. But it's almost like they're feeling forced to. It's so strange. Tell me about the Six of Wands. That was clarifying. I'll do whatever it takes to win you back in Strictly Sexual. You do it for them. They have fun with you, a lot of fun, and they even want reconciliation. But while they're still dealing with whatever this third-party energy is, it's going to be, that's all they have. That's all they have space for, is something just strictly sexual. This could be literally them wanting to get together, having drinks with you, you know, partying with you. But more of an intimate party, right? Not like partying around them and a whole bunch of their friends. This could literally mean, you know, reunion though. But it's going to be, you know, sexually motivated. This is a very confusing energy as a reader to try to get a handle on. At the bottom of the deck, again, we have I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. And I'm sorry for making you look and feel like a fool. They didn't want to hurt you. That was never their intention. But I'm hearing them say something, but they just kind of got in over their heads. going down some kind of a path that for some reason wasn't able to include you on it. I get that if the third party's romantic. But for whatever reason, it's like your person is just like, this is the road I'm going down now. It needs to close itself out, right? This is just the journey I'm on. This is where I'm at right now. You know, this is the space I'm in. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. It needs to write itself out. Tell me about gifts as it relates to pile 3, please. You know, their absence in your life may actually be a gift for you, pile 3, whether you're able to see it now or not. It very much could be a blessing in disguise. For some of you, though, it does feel like, what's at the other end of this completion? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, and you may not feel like this, pile 3, but there's kind of an energy that your person's in, like, you know, at some point, pile 3, you're going to look back and you're going to thank me for walking away, or for shutting the door on this, or for, you know, closing the pathway that the two of you were on together, because they're kind of seeing it as like, you know, you're going to find your person, pile 3, with the 2 of Cups here. They weren't it for you with the King of Swords in the reverse. They weren't it for you. This could literally be like the King of Swords in the reverse can literally talk about somebody that, you know, you had to break up with, divorce, separate from, and that's the gift. They gave you the gift of walking away. Because there may have been something, you know, if your person's living single and they're in a love triangle with someone else, I mean, that could be you, you know, you could be the one they're cheating on all the time, because this is the energy that they're in, living single. Even they might be saying with their mouth that they're committed to someone else, and may even be going through the action, but in their head and in their heart and energetically, they're still single to themselves. They're going through the motions of maybe committing to someone else, but their heart's not in it. And they're saying that could be you. It's like, be thankful, pile 3, that you're not the one that they're, you know, just going through the motions with, because they're not holding you up from finding true love, but they are holding somebody else up. Okay? Which is weird, because we do have the King of Cups. There's love here that your person feels towards you, okay? Deep love, even respect even, is what I'm hearing. But for some reason, your person is just like, they're not able to commit to you maybe the way that you're wanting them to. The third party could just be happy with just the fact that they have, you know, they're being, see, there's kind of a thing here. I don't know, pile 3, and you can share this in the comments below if you want. I don't know if, you know, you can tell if your person is all in or not, because they're not all in. Whoever they're committing to, they're not all in. They're acting like they are, going through the motions, but they're not all in. And I don't know if there's something in your person's energy that makes it so that that's just kind of who they are by default. They're just with somebody to be with somebody. But your person saying that they're living single despite being in a committed relationship with somebody, And that's them being selfish. They're still living for themselves. They're not taking the other person into, you know, account when it comes to like making big decisions. You know, it's like they're just in a relationship just to be in a relationship. They're not in a relationship with someone because it's like that's the person they want to spend the rest of their life with. It's like I'm in a relationship because I'm supposed to be. Right? You know, and so I mean it's very surface level coming through. And so with gifts here, that's like your person almost like, you know, maybe you don't see it now, pile 3, but I'm doing you a favor. I'm freeing you up so that you can find the one that is going to do a lot more than just go through the motions. Like your person, pile 3, it's like they're freeing you up so you can find the one who is going to be all in every single way, not just through action, but through like actual feeling and like energetically be all in. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you have not already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 3, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys.